Hey everyone, how are you guys? This is Crypto Herc along with Libs42 at the
What's up,
Birb
guys?
Nest. How are you, man? All good?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm very excited for today's live stream. You know, Metaverse, play to earn, NFT. I really need to learn more about this because this is new thing. This is all the hype right now, and I
Same
need I need
here.
I need to know more.
Same
I
here.
very
We
very
need to discuss about this topic. It's after it's the big hype, right? After crypto, after DeFi, after NFTs, now we have Metaverse. And a few weeks ago, we saw Mark Zuckerberg, introducing the rebranding of Facebook into Meta, introducing the Metaverse. So we are going to learn more because I think Facebook is a bit late to the game. We have a lot of blockchain companies already implementing Metaverse. Okay, so we have special guests. It's going to be a big panel. Let's see our intro, and then we are going to be back. Awesome. And before we start, I haven't covered the giveaway for this live stream. So we are going to show you the secret code to unlock the giveaway. And today in this live stream, the giveaway is a monthly subscription with Birbicator Pro. Birbicator Pro. I think, Libs, you want to cover more what Birbicator Pro is because you are the technical analyst here.
Well, yeah. So the Birbicator Pro is an indicator available in TradingView. It's a full suite. You can, it's basically a complete trading system. It's a very complicated one, honestly, but it's a very nice one. You can trade only using that indicator. And right now we have the let's not call it the old Birbicator, but we're working on a new Birbicator. And I'm pretty sure that if you get the Birbicator, the old one, now you'll keep the old one, and you'll also get the new one that we're working on. And maybe I shouldn't be talking about when it's being released, but I'll do that anyway. I think it might be getting released at the end of the year, maybe. You want the new one, and you get this one in the giveaway, and there's a pretty good chance that you might also see a little sneak bit of the new one. So yeah.
I will stop you there. Don't say anything more. I will stop you there. So let's bring our guests right now. Let me add them slowly and steadily into this live stream. Hello, everyone. Too many people in this panel. I love it. I love it.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. So let's have a roundtable first. Have some introductions, right? So we have James Woolley, founding partner of Metaverse Capital, and we have Jonathan Woolley, founding partner. We have Peyton. I'm awful with pronouncing the surname here, so we'll leave it with you. Analyst at Game Report. We have Santo, gaming director at Metaverse, and we have Brian. I'm really sorry, I don't know the title there, but please introduce yourselves.
I'm also a gaming director for Metaverse.
Fantastic, thank you for this.
I'm also a gaming director for Metaverse. Yes.
So, would you like to say a few words about yourself? And yeah. Starting with you, maybe James or Jonathan? Yep.
Yeah, I'm happy to start. Hi, guys. I'm James Woolley from Metaverse Capital. Metaverse Capital is a metaverse and NFT gaming-focused VC firm. We started off building a traditional blockchain crypto VC fund, and we quickly realized that there was an opportunity within the blockchain gaming and play-to-earn sector. We've made over 40 investments in the past 6 months, and we invest in digital assets such as tokens in games like Dreams Quest, Sidus, and many more. We invest in digital land games such as Splinterlands, Ember Sword, Big Time, NFT items and assets. We've made a big investment into a game called Star Atlas, where we bought a bunch of spaceships. We also invest in other types of items in games, such as cards, packs of cards in Splinterlands and Synergy of Sarah, horses in D-Race, NFT profile picture projects such as Bored Ape Yacht Club, And our thesis is basically that blockchain gaming is the first blockchain utility that will lead to mass adoption. Gaming is a $100 billion industry with 3.2 billion players worldwide. And currently only a small fraction of those gamers are earning from playing. And our thesis is that we believe that in the future, the vast majority of guys who are playing games will be playing to earn. So we're very bullish on this sector, and yeah, we hope to teach you a little bit more.
Fantastic. Would you like, the rest of the guys to introduce yourself, say a few words, some of your background?
Yeah, sure. I'll go.
Sure.
I'm one of the
my name is
founding-
Brian, or Jonathan. Jonathan
Oh,
first.
sorry. Carry on, Brian.
No, I'm delayed. Sorry. Go for it, John. I'm going to stop.
Yeah, cool. I'm one of the founding partners at Metaverse Capital. The last 3 or 4 months has been quite a wild ride. We've been working 18-hour days and trying to get a couple of hours sleep in between. We take our due diligence process very seriously. We've analyzed over 240 games, and yeah, we love the space and we think it's the future.
Okay, perfect. And John? Or Peyton?
Hi, yeah, I'm Peyton Kalova here. I do analyst reports for Metaverse quite extensively. I just do deep dives into these projects, and we just partner on a lot of them so they can get, invest in their capital and try to be as diligent and smart with their money as possible.
Perfect, thank you. And let's go with Brian and then Santo. Yeah?
Okay, hi guys. So I'm a gaming director for Metaverse Capital. I'm a traditional gamer. I've been playing games since I was, I think, 3 or 5 years old on a Tetris or Game Boy, and the whole progression through all consoles to a current PlayStation and PC games at the time. I found after all those years of gaming, now is finally a time where that can actually become a benefit, where gamers are actually starting to have a really good influence and take the lead in what's happening in the metaverse. So yeah, happy to be part of the team and lovely to be playing games and earning games to make a future. Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, so hi guys, my name's Santa, obviously gaming director as well as Brian. Just like Brian, I've been playing games since I can remember. Played quite a few high level games in multiple FPSs, MOBAs to a high level, streaming on Twitch. Then obviously the metaverse space took off, and I'm seeing this shift from gamers really putting their hard-earned money into assets and getting nothing back to you're actually earning from these games and benefiting from it. The old wise tale goes, you're going to get nowhere with gaming, but we are seeing this mass adoption of maybe gaming is the future, and I guess that's why we're here today, to explain everything to you guys.
I'm an old gamer as well, by the way, and I remember playing into 4 discs Dune, and I was so happy to see the movie. Yeah, I can see I can see the smiles there. You can relate definitely with me. So
Dune's a big one.
Yeah, definitely. So let's cut to the chase, right? We were so not surprised, but we were very impressed with what Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook showed to the entire world, right? Everyone loves Mark, right? So, so tell me a few words, right? What is Metaverse? What and why we think is the future? We know that the gaming industry really ramps up, and it's true that in my opinion the pandemic actually put e-commerce and gaming 5 years ahead. So what is Metaverse?
Yeah, so I 100% agree with you on that note, myself included. Like I said, I was always a gamer before, but more of a traditional gamer. I never owned any of the assets in game, and God knows how many hours I've put into Battlefields and Call of Duties and still Warzone to this day and other games, and just not getting any sort of, just get the game experience of what you're having. So like Santa touched on earlier, what's the lovely thing about the metaverse is we're getting sort of a version 3 of the internet. So that's kind of like a 3D internet, if you will, where everything will be existing in sort of one world or domain. And gaming will be the sort of leader of that. And the reason being is gaming is kind of the only industry where they've had to build worlds for their clients, for their customer base. They've had to build these worlds and interactive worlds where you can go and quest and do things and accomplish things. And now other companies that are sort of joining the space, they have to build these kind of said worlds and apply their models of monetization and buying and selling. And we're going to link everything from work to play, from education to creating, to shopping, to interacting with friends, online concerts, casinos, and more. And yeah, COVID always had a big influence in that. Like you said, it did catapult it to put on a huge trajectory. There was a big shift in Amazon. Everyone, all the big boys with online businesses got a huge influx in business and attention to online stores, and gaming included. And now sort of we come onto gaming where sort of we think the metaverse is a way to sort of encapsulate everything. It ticks a lot of boxes where you can work remotely, play remotely. So like I spent a lot of years in London and got the congestion charge. So there's a penalty for going into the city center because you're adding to the traffic and the fuel and the pollution, etc. So I'm pretty sure when the way world is going with Greta Thunberg and the likes, with eco-friendliness and going green, where there might be sort of laws or guidelines where if you don't physically need to be into work, don't go into work. Don't burn that petrol. Don't waste the time or whatever on public transport if you don't have a hands-on job. So you're looking at designers, artists, copywriters, everything, a whole list that could sort of change the paradigm of how we involve with work and how we interact with each other.
Fantastic. And I have.
What can I say about the metaverse? So
it's pretty crazy. I mean, this is definitely. I mean, this has to be the future. It's just logic, you know. It's just this has to be the future. This is the next step of our, you know, humans, discovery of the internet, right? This is the next step. This is taking internet into the 3D world and living inside the browser. I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, it's really going to happen, and I think it's going to be.
We need to live inside the VR.
There you go. You can see here, Mr. Woolley. Yeah. I wonder why you didn't join with the VR goggles.
But next time we're holding this, we're probably going to be, you know, holding it in a way different way. Maybe, you know, we're going to watch each other 3D. We're going to have all the viewers on YouTube running around, you know, doing whatever around us. You know, it's going to be such a crazy experience. Like really, the Web 3.0 is. I don't think anyone like. You guys are working with this. You have an idea of what we're going to see, or, you know, what to expect. Yes. But most people,
well,
like they have no idea.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is with the internet too. I remember when I was 15 years old. It was 1995 when the internet was first coming out. I remember standing in my dad's office and hearing this modem dial up, and it sounded like a robot alien getting strangled. And then at the time, so I was like, what is this thing, the internet? But obviously I was too young at the time to my full head around it and to find a way to capitalize on it, you know, to make a website or register domains or to do something like that, because I was too young. And we're like, what is this? But now we sort of each generation is like a generational leap in technology and advancements or revolution or something like that, that catapults us for the next one. And we're kind of on that verge. When I was standing like in 1995, when the internet was first starting, we kind of on the same sort of threshold of that, and possibly even larger, because what James, my colleague, mentioned earlier is that, or talked to me personally earlier, is that back then they didn't have the internet to promote the internet. Like now we've already got that established. So in terms of getting the metaverse launched, it's already there. We've sort of got that infrastructure, that networking of things that are just going to catapult it from where it is now to sort of light years from what we can even imagine.
Got it. And you mentioned now, I have a question, because you mentioned the infrastructure is there, right? And I will go back again because to Facebook, because actually we know that these guys are big, right? If they say if they present something, you know, it's the channel that will make it mainstream, but that doesn't mean that, you know, metaverse doesn't exist already. So my question here is Facebook leading the industry, the space at metaverse, or we have other companies? And I guess Jonathan, yes, and we'll have few other introductions later on, but are they leading the way, or there is, companies that have progressed much more?
I think that Facebook is in a good position because they've obviously got so much talent and so many developers behind the scenes, and they've been building on this technology for years and their own Oculus, and they've kind of been had a master plan to kind of take over and create this metaverse future. However, what's happened subsequently in the background is the decentralization of everything and the democratization of the internet. And now with this Web3, the power is back with the people, and we're able to own the content, and that's the opposite of what Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook have currently stood for. So I think they've lost a lot of trust, and I think there's going to be a battle in the future between the centralized Facebook metaverse and the decentralized one that we're going to be part of creating.
James, you got some very good points there. It's very hard for us to envision exactly how it's going to look, but I think in the circle of people that are sort of behind the scenes, as per se, they can kind of get a picture of how it's going to look, but we still don't know how it's going to look. I mean, if I told you 5 years ago that there would be a guy sitting in Spain, a guy sitting in South Africa, a guy sitting in India, doing a boardroom meeting and closing $50 million deals over a Zoom call or a Skype call, you would tell me I'm crazy. So it's very hard to understand how the picture is going to look in 5 years' time. But right now, I'll get told by the guys, go and buy Sandbox are having a sale, go and buy, $200,000 worth of Sandbox land. When I go into Sandbox, all it is this one page that isn't very exciting, and everyone's clicking on these little blocks that are sort of 2 or 3 centimeters big and $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 for these little blocks, because we all just know that if you own one of those little blocks, how big it's going to be in the next few years. But we still can't envision it, but we just know.
I think Peyton can speak more about Sandbox and those types of projects, as he's done some extensive reviews on that type of stuff.
Yeah, so Sandbox is an amazing type of just company that gives tools and content for creators. The reason why TikTok and Facebook and all these things have kind of rose to power was they empowered the creator to create things. That's pretty much what Sandbox did. So like John said, it's just a square on a web page, but once you actually click into the block and then actually go into the game maker, it's Roblox or Minecraft, and you can build anything that you want. Snoop Dogg is building a concert type of hall there. He's building his mansion on there, and you can really do anything that you want. And also I would like to speak to Activision, Take-Two Interactive, and EA, because they're going to throw their hand into the mix. But it's one thing about also improving the actual system, Web 3.0, decentralized. It's going to be very hard for the shareholders from Take-Two Interactive, EA, Activision, and even Facebook to some certain degree to actually give up control to the people. And that's what's been created in Web 3.0 is everyone's building together. And that's what's so beautiful about it, is because that's the only reason why you can probably take down Facebook, EA, Take-Two Interactive, and Activision. And just a quick number is Axie Infinity made almost an equivalent amount of money than Activision did in 3 months in 1 month. And so that's just what's kind of crazy when it comes to the revenue. And they have daily active users is so much lower than Warzone, right? 100 million players versus 2 million daily active users. It's extremely crazy what can be possible with cryptocurrency as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm very also curious about. You mentioned I didn't know about Snoop Dogg. Is that for real?
Yeah, he's building a mansion. It's on the southern portion of the Sandbox land, and then you have the Walking Dead as well in there. You have the Smurfs. You have a lot of things, and I think that's why Sandbox is one of those metaverses, because people are making destinations. There's rumors of Shaq coming in and all these other people that have major IPs, and they've been on an upward trend of being kind of the premier destination, not just for crypto people, but also for the real life people, as I would say.
Yeah.
For Snoop Dogg and all that stuff.
I'm not sure if Snoop Dogg will use his mansion just for parties and sell any stuff, weird stuff, in his mansion. Well, if I am a user, right, and I want to play
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Is he gone?
Yeah, we've
He
lost
froze,
her.
right?
We've
Yeah.
lost him.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
froze for
man.
a second. All right.
A man down. But so, really, like, I've heard you guys talk about how, you know, mass adoption, because I do think that the, you know, NFT gaming, you know, play to earn is going to be a major step in the, you know, adoption of the crypto space, especially crypto gaming, right? And I've heard that a lot of people talking about how that would come from the third world countries, and I don't really get that. So maybe one of you could explain why you think that.
Yeah, Santo, maybe you can take it away.
Yeah, I mean, so this real change in, I guess, for a long time with traditional gaming, we've had the use case of you needed a high-end console which will run you about $400-$500. You've needed either a high-end PC for some games, and you know they have the mobile game. So this transition from the traditional space to this more metaversal space and play to earn games is really interesting for the, as you say, the third world countries. Because if you look at the player base of Axie Infinity, for example, the majority of players are coming from Thailand, are coming from India, are coming from places like that, because the access to the game is so simple. All you need is your phone. And with COVID, as we've said previously, it's turned it parabolic. If you had said this maybe 2 years ago and there was no COVID, then everyone would say, guys, just get a job, go and do anything, clean something, do something really easy. But now we have a revenue source of sitting with your mobile phone in your home, playing a game for 3 or 4 hours and earning, you know, the salary of a cleaner. Some of these people, some of the obviously the most impressive stories, obviously 1 in a million, but people have been able to buy houses, pay off their school educations just by sitting on their phone. I mean, if you'd said this a year ago, we'd all say you're crazy. There's no way. But these economies are being built so well that they replicate modern economies, and because of that, people are allowed to really use what they know, use the skills they have, and implement them into a game, which everyone likes games, and just earn. That's the key here, I think, in terms of the metaverse and the play to earn spaces, is this ability to earn money while you're at home with minimal anything, and you can earn enough to put your family through anything really. You know, obviously in more first world countries, a bit more difficult because it's a higher cost to live, but in these third world countries, that the players are earning dollars, which compared to their currency is next level. So it's definitely something that everyone needs to look into. And with this growing of all these major names like EA, Ubisoft joining in and making these games, I think on the horizon very soon you're going to be seeing a lot of games that are very similar to AAA, with very similar mechanics, very similar player bases, but the only difference is they're going to have economies to allow players to earn, to dominate. And I guess it's a thing about, you know, you're going to be able to get leaderboards. It's so encapsulating that it's really hard, as Jonathan says, to say in a year or two, what is it going to look like? Because we don't know. We've got Axie and we've got scholarships and we've got things like that, but we don't fully know what it's going to be. So it's definitely something that you guys got to keep looking at and learning and researching.
Yeah. Just sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Just to give you a couple of interesting stats. They might not be 100% accurate, but they're quite close to accurate. I mean, Axie Infinity in April had 38,000 daily users, and now, you know, 5 months later they've got 2 million daily users. So the growth curve is just, I mean, it's out of control. They're sitting with a fully diluted market cap of $38 billion. You know, these are, you know, that's competing with real companies. That's a number that's, you know, not to be ignored. Then you've got, you know, something, Splinterlands, you know, they've been around since 2018. You know, they had less than 100,000 users for 3 years, and now all of a sudden they've got over 1 million users.
Yeah.
But you know, that jump from 100,000 users to 1 million users has happened in the last 3-4 months. So what's going to happen in the next year? You know, is there going to be 10 million users? You know, like we don't know what's going to happen, but the growth curve has just gone like from sort of like this to in a straight line, like through the roof.
The total addressable market is 2.5 billion gamers.
Yeah, because people are starting to understand now that, you know, instead of paying another company to play a game, you can actually play a game and earn money. So it's an opportunity to create wealth, especially with COVID, with everyone that's lost their jobs. If someone can go play a game and earn $30 or $40 a day with something that they enjoy doing, it's a fantastic opportunity.
That is
Yeah,
true.
just to
That
add.
is true. And sorry, apologies, guys. Something is wrong with my internet connection, and I freeze every now and then. But you have Libs here covering. There is a question.
We're doing pretty good without you, man. It's good, man.
Okay, perfect.
Like,
you don't need me anymore.
But Payton wanted to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to add on to like what Mr. Willie said about like the total addressable market, right? Total addressable market, 3.2 billion players. But at the same time, like crypto gaming, active wallets that are actually playing these games are only at like 10 million max. And that's on a good day. And so the growth curve, just to put numbers behind it, is like 10 million to 3.2 billion. That's your total addressable market. And it's not like you're trying to convert like people that don't understand games. We've been doing, and like our like mindset has been already tailored to play crypto gaming, because like we're already kind of doing it. Like Roblox, for example, is a crypto game in some sense. Like you buy Robux, and then if you want like a governance coin, you can buy the stock. And like the thing is, it's so crazy when it comes to like the actual token when you purchase it. We've been doing that already. We've been buying VC. We've been buying like Fortnite skins, all that stuff, like NFTs, everything. We've just been tailored to do it. So that's also why it's like so bullish on this long term.
So someone said something to me, just one last thing, like, is this a flash in the pan? Is this a fad? When is this bubble going to end? And I said, the opportunity here is as big as when gaming went from being offline to online. Like when you used to just sit and play by yourself and against the computer, and then maybe you could play on like a LAN with like 4 other guys. Now suddenly you can play with the whole world. That's the opportunity here. It's guys going from playing and earning zero to playing and actually earning income for themselves and their family.
I totally agree on that, and I think with Metaverse is the experience for a gamer will be much more. The gamer will be able to go so in deep in the world, get immersed into gaming. I haven't seen any Metaverse games, but I've tried VR on PlayStation, and it takes it to another level actually, because how can I say it? You actually engage with all your senses.
Yeah, I mean, Unreal Engine 5 is, ushering in like a new technology with graphics. And then obviously, with VR and AR and, the new Oculus, and, they're going to soon have, full body haptic sensors and things like that. I don't know if you've seen the film Ready Player One, but that's
yes, I have. I have, of course. It's I think Ready Player One is one movie that actually combines not just new gamers but the old ones as well, right? The transition from being an old gamer to a new one. That's why at the end you can listen. The soundtrack is Twisted Sister. So
guys, just while we're on the topic of play to earn,
yes,
maybe Payton can tell us a little bit about scholarships, which I find a very interesting topic as well.
Yeah, so some of the earning mechanics, not just for play to earn, but like behind the like curtain of like play to earn, so the actual gamer, there also like are opportunities for like entrepreneurs to actually do it. So like scholarships are something that Axie does. It's like a 60-40 split. So 60% goes to the person playing the game, but 40% goes to the person that's providing those like Axies or those NFTs per se. And like that is just going to be extrapolated and compounded as like smart contracts get better. And I think whenever like you have like new games like Citus or like, Splinterlands, for example, any of those that you can lend it out, you can lend out your deck, or you can lend out your hero, you can lend out any of this stuff, and then also earn passive income while somebody else is playing. And like it's a win-win, because like, you don't have the time as like an entrepreneur, as an investor, to be able to play these games for hours, but people are in Philippines and internationally, they can make a living. And then also you can make passive income. So that's what's also beautiful. And the blockchain kind of internationally like mends us together. And I really like that about it too.
Yeah, that's that's really beautiful, because I mean, honestly, I'm a gamer as well, but I don't really have, I'm a trader as well, so I don't really have time to game, because trading takes all all of my time basically. But the idea of scholarship is just beautiful, you know, to be able to still be invested and not only invest capital into the companies, but also invest into the game, like inside the metaverse and inside the game, to be part of the gaming experience and a meaningful person inside the gaming universe without actually perhaps gaming as much. And I think that is just a fantastic idea to kind of solve that problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because a lot of investors now are sort of, you know, starting to buy these in-game assets, whether it's land in big time or spaceships or horses or whatever the asset may be, and they're sort of sitting with them in their OpenSea wallet or, you know, wherever they're housed, and they're going like, you know, what do I do with these things? You know, the games aren't ready yet. But there's a company called YGG, Yield Guild Gaming, and they've actually come out and said, guys, if there's anyone that's got assets, you know, we'll rent them out for you. That behind the scenes, they've got, you know, thousands and thousands of players ready to play these games. So, you know, they've already got loads of their own assets, but they're going to need loads more. So that's also something quite exciting. Like you were saying, you know, you might not have time to go and rent your ship out from Star Atlas. So you can just contact YGG and say to them, listen, guys, you know, maybe not even YGG, maybe there'll be other people doing it. I'm just giving you an example, as you'll be able to sort of go, okay, guys, here's my assets, take them for 6 months and sort of, you know, fill me in or split the revenue with me.
I have a question from the audience. Let me post it here. So it's about play to earn. So it asks, if these people are making money by gaming, how does the company makes money to make this sustainable?
Yeah, Peyton, maybe you want to answer that?
Yeah, and so the way that it is kind of revolutionary is that like you're giving it like open for people to interact, but every single time that somebody interacts, there is a fee attached to it that goes to the company. And so the bigger the economy, like Axie, for example, the more that marketplace transfers hands between NFTs transferred to another NFT, they actually incur a fee, and that goes to Sky Mavis Studios, who owns Axie. And so like, and then that's how they've made, you know, so much dollars in revenue, like millions of dollars in revenue is attaching these fees. And that's just one way, right? They've also appreciated like their token. If you give enough value, like for Illuvium, for example, you know, it was like in like the $5 range for a long time. And now it's almost like, I think all-time high is like $700. And so like that prize pool that like they're going to be giving away for marketing for like Illuvium, that token is just crazy. It's millions of dollars now. And then also like sales of like their assets, like the initial sales of their assets, like those starships that John was talking about.
Yeah, I think in terms of like these games, people, you know, they're kind of still thinking like, you know, this is just a video game, and we invest in these games both in the tokens, you know, early stage seed venture investments in tokens, as well as in-game assets. And you know, for Star Atlas, we made quite a big investment into that game, and you know, the ambition of the founders of the game is not to create a video game, not to create the biggest video game, but actually to create like the biggest economy in the world. You know, the economy within the game, they're hoping to be bigger than, you know, a small country's economy. So
Wow.
if you think about the volume and the revenue that goes through, there's upside for everyone. You know, the landowners within the game, the owners of the game, and the players. So yeah, the bigger these guys can get, and the more they can attract, the more value accrues.
And how people can find this game? So I have another comment here that says, what's the more straightforward way for a total metaverse gaming noob to join, play, earn? Is there like a marketplace, how someone can find easily these games? And actually how if I am a gamer, how I can make a comparison where the biggest opportunity is?
Yeah, so when it comes to, I can fill this one if you want to, James.
Please, Hunter.
When it comes to a noob, obviously, trying to join, that's not actually too difficult nowadays. It's becoming easier and easier. If you look back maybe a few months, you only had games like Axie and Splinterlands who really were competing. But now, as we grow every day, obviously we look at metaversal games every day, and I think between everyone in this call, we've probably gone through 100 today, let alone. Obviously, some of these games aren't out yet, and we have to wait. But you know, you're getting new ones every day. Like Snook is a new one. Dreams Quest is a new one. Silas is a new one. There is new ones every day. And if you want to get involved, the key thing really here is to do is go on YouTube, search Play to Earn game, and there's there's a growing number of content creators who are telling you about it, and they give you really good walkthroughs. One of the best part of this community, which is the play to earn crypto community right at the moment, is everyone's very inclusive. Obviously, before, I think that if you look at some sectors, you obviously see it's like, it's quite hard to get involved with, but everyone wants you to get involved, because as the community grows, it's a win-win for everyone. The player base grows, the play to earn grows, and everyone's really winning. So if you want to simply get involved in these games, all you have to do, go on YouTube, search play to earn, and I'm telling you, you're gonna have 5 in like the first 5, you'll see 5 different games. Then all you have to do is type the game on YouTube. A lot of them give you a walkthrough because they understand it's quite difficult to transition from playing Call of Duty Warzone to play Axie Infinity. They're 2 different games. But we're getting to a stage now where Call of Duty Warzone is not too far away from being a play-to-earn game with some of the games we're seeing. So I guess what it comes down to is if you want to get involved right now, go to Axie, go to Splinterlands, Dreams Quest, Snook. I mean, you guys, there's hundreds. I can give you a list. Or if you want to wait a little bit, invest, save your money a little bit, then there's going to be a few more coming that maybe tickle your fancy a bit more. I mean, we're going to have a guy, Steve, coming on now with Dreams Quest, and I mean, the game's phenomenal. It's more of a AAA game, like these MOBAs you're seeing, rather than the original Axie chess style. So I mean, obviously.
I will have many questions for you, Santo, offline, when we go offline about these investments. And at this point, I would like to welcome Steve Good.
Thank you.
Would you like to give us some background to your role at Dreams Quest?
Sure. I mean, we're trying to build an in-game economy metaverse. We call it a metaverse-based economy because we think that it's not just about playing a game, but sometimes it's about how do you engage people to actually do things inside of a game, like buy and sell items or own a shop. Because when you think about playing a game like Diablo, you have to go to a marketplace. And who owns the marketplace? It's all AI, it's all run by the computer. And actually, why can't we go a step further and make this beautiful RPG game, but and allow the players to play and earn? But at the same time, why can't we go a step further and make it so people can actually participate who aren't gamers necessarily, that want to run a shop or want to buy land and trade land or trade the shops themselves, or even build a guild hall so that the guilds can actually attract new people to come in by just saying, hey, here's our guild, here's a flag that's, our guild, come and join us, and they can have open houses. We can kind of go like wherever we want to go. I mean, that's what I think a metaverse is supposed to be, isn't just the game itself, but creating an economy where people can participate and do things and not live there, because hopefully they spend time in the real world as well. But, it's a way to create economic opportunity for people, especially in places like South America, Russia, Southeast Asia, Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia. And interestingly, this is just a weird statistic. We were tracking all the stats on our website. We're getting 50,000 views a day on our website. And we were like, holy crap, this is huge. So we were like, where are they coming from? Where are they coming from? US, UK, Turkey, Singapore, and Spain. And we were like, Spain? Why Spain in particular? Like that one threw us completely. We were expecting it to be more Russia, more Vietnam, more Philippines. But Spain and Turkey didn't surprise us because, if you look at like projects like Hollow and HoloChain, it's got a massive following from Turkey. Mm-hmm. It's a huge crypto, environment. But Spain threw us a bit because we didn't expect it to be that vibrant. But it seems to be there's a lot of people from Spain really interested in what we're doing and interested in Metaverse. And I think maybe the economic situation there might be driving it. But it just goes to show you people are really interested in finding ways to make money by playing games, and not just playing a game and wasting all your energy playing a game and then earning nothing for it, or being asked to spend money on that game maker. It's like, what's the point?
I think that's a very good point, actually, because I also emphasize this on my Twitter account, through my Twitter account, that crypto, and of course gaming conversely, offers this opportunity, this escape for people to make money, actually, that live in poor countries or countries originally from Greece, right? We had huge austerity measures there. So
Greece is another perfect example of it, exactly.
So you can imagine that people, if they can combine entertainment, right, with earning money, then, it's a no-brainer.
But can I just say, you've asked about some of the games and how
100%.
guys can get involved in the games. At the moment, there's a handful of games that are good games. There's a number that you can make money from, but we're working with Dreams Quest. Metaverse and Dreams Quest have quite a good partnership, and we're advising them at the moment. And our mission is to bridge the gap between traditional games, which are fun to play and very engaged with big communities, and then blockchain games, which are very nascent and very new, and there's not a lot happening there, but you can earn money. And the trick is to bridge the two, so we can actually have enticing and engaging games that you can earn money from. And once we crack that, then the sky's the limit.
I wanted to comment on what Steve said here about the economy of Dreams Quest, right? I thought it was very interesting to hear that it's almost like you're trying to build a new type of character in a way, like a more somebody who should be taking care of the marketplace and is that right? So, almost like a trader in game, and that would be almost like a new role or a new character,
like
something like that,
right? Like the guy that would go out and tap first and then go to his place and sell the furs. So it's something like that. Yeah, I mean, why shouldn't we allow people to become a blacksmith, become an alchemist, just be a shopkeeper that buys and sells items off of people? And actually, it doesn't have to be our items. I mean, who says it has to be just our stuff? I mean, if somebody wants to go crazy and set up a shop and sell paintings, I mean, we're not going to stop them. They might not belong in the game, but if that's what they want to do, I'm not going to stop them.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, most RPGs, like we can look at the World of Warcraft, right? You have like professions, right? You have like something to do on the side, right? And you have your main character, and then you have like a side profession. Everyone has to have one, and everyone like does that, right? But then the cool thing here with building a real economy is you can focus on only that profession. You don't have to go out and do the other stuff. You can just be very good at your trade, right? And I think that's very interesting. It kind of brings a totally new perspective to the role-playing game world, and I think that is fantastic.
Cool. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I mean, the game is still meant to be a game. It's still, you have in-game resources. You go on a battle, you go on a quest, you find a chest, you open it up, you get items. Oh, you have too many items in your inventory. I guess you're going to have to drop some stuff. Too bad they're your NFTs. Yeah. Oops.
There's going to be some expensive drops.
Yeah, they're expensive for one, but very cheap for someone else because they're going to pick up something even better. So it's the nature of things. The higher the levels you go in a game, the better the items will be that you find, but you may drop stuff on the way. That there's no difference than playing Diablo or Warcraft. It was the same kind of concept. The difference is the items didn't have any real value. So I think it makes people have to be a little bit more strategic about what are they holding in their inventory, how much inventory can they have, what's valuable to them, what's not. Should they trade out for something beforehand, or should they go and forge it or upgrade it, or should they just hold on to it? But that just creates a totally different way of playing a game. But it's still the same concepts. But we just want to extend it to give people more opportunities to participate. So those who want to fight, those who want to quest can do that, but those who want to do something else, let them serve the others who need that service.
Yeah. So I think yeah, go ahead.
No, Steve, I've got a question for you. I just wanted to maybe give the audience just a bit of a perspective from, a founder of a blockchain games view. How are you dealing with things like, token movement and FUD that you're getting sometimes, and how are you keeping the community happy? Are you running into those problems, or are you finding it quite smooth sailing?
Well, I think so token price, can't talk about it because it's against the law, right? I think you know that and I know that, so we don't talk about token, but doesn't mean we don't care. But look, I'm a day trader, like one of you guys said you were a day trader. I was watching you beforehand. So it's the same kind of thing. I'm also a trader. I just don't have time to trade right now because I'm running a project. But it comes down to two things, fundamentals and technicals. The technicals are what the technicals are. You get your wedges and you get your resistance and support and all that. So that is what it is. The fundamentals is what's important to us. That's what we're trying to do by partnering up with projects like the Sandbox, which is not, publicly it's not like we've said anything really public about it, but we have been working with them. We've already built something which will be inside their economy, which is really cool. And when we actually put it out there and people see it, they're going to be like, oh my God, this is amazing. Look what they're doing with Sandbox and with other projects. So that's all we can do in terms of driving sentiment is through fundamental news. But that's natural. We have to do that because it's important for us to keep building. FUD is no doubt endemic in crypto. What's really interesting is that we've actually been getting FUD bot attacked, which I knew sort of existed because I've been in crypto since 2016 and I've seen different elements of it. I've seen all the pump and dump groups and I knew of its existence in some levels because I've researched some of it, but I did not go down a rabbit hole of researching the FUD bots and how bad they are. And their entire objective is to try to take down a project and get the price as low as they can. We have been under immense attack. We've actually been able to verify that they're bots because we're getting the same exact message from multi-user, but we've had to trail back, say like over the last 4 weeks to look at the messages. It's incredible how much research and detail we've had to go into it. And we have just extra mods that are in there and we're just basically muting anything and everything that's got coin price, FUD statements. We just have to be hardcore. And I hate it because I don't believe in censorship because I've been censored on YouTube after interviewing John McAfee. So I know firsthand what censorship's all about. But on the flip side, we're just sticking to hard and fast rules. We don't talk about coin. We don't talk about price. We talk about the game. We talk about the in-game currency, economy, metaverse, all that. But the FUD stuff is incredible. It's just a real bad part of the crypto world. And it's unnecessary, but we've had to fight it. But on the flip side, we've actually got some incredibly loyal people involved with the project now too. We've just launched our ambassador program. We had 60 applicants in the first 24 hours, which was actually less than 24 hours, but which was pretty amazing because we put it out there and it was just like, boom, just applicants start coming in. We're like, oh my God, this is nuts. So it's good because we have people interested too. So there's always going to be good that goes with the bad in crypto. And, over time, we'll just fight through that like anything and just focus on building our game because that's all that matters. And if people don't want to participate, they don't want to make money, they want to be banned, that's their choice. If they want to participate and earn and be part of a growing economy, we welcome them.
Sure. Cool, Steve. Thanks for that. Santo, don't you want to just explain to us a little bit about Discord and, how it affects the gaming sector, the play-to-earn sector? Is it instrumental?
NFT sector?
Of course. I mean, first of question to everyone is how many people actually use Discord in this call, like every day?
Yeah.
Anyone? Okay, one. So everyone.
Actually, if you think of it, the Birb Nest
every day,
is an educational hub, and the Birb Nest has more than 20,000 members on Discord, and you can see the link down.
Incredible.
You can join. We have a 14-day free trading congress, and that's this live stream is part of this. Celebrations of the celebration. So nice. Yeah, we want to know more about Discord because we are using it every day and we want to know how we can empower it when it comes to our members.
Of course, I'm in. I'm gonna join right after this call. I can't believe I wasn't in it before. But Discord, it's not a new thing. It's an open source project that I think has allowed. Obviously, I think COVID was the big thing, and I keep coming back to it because this wouldn't have happened if. Obviously, we would have got to this space, but we wouldn't have got it so fast if it wasn't for COVID. Because people were transitioning from Zoom, Google Meets, things like this, and they realized Discord is a really good place to go. The community was already there. Gamers have been using Discord for, I don't know how many years. Since I've been PC gaming, I've been using Discord for competitions, for tournaments. It's the best place because comparatively to your other social media channels, it offers a lot more. If you have an Instagram channel, it's generally, that's my wall. You guys can come look at it. You can like it. You can comment, but that's all your interaction. Twitter, it's more of a guy shouting off a rooftop. You can retweet the shout off the rooftop if you like it, but it's generally not a conversation like this. So what Discord does, which is, it's not surprising because it's been happening, but it's surprising to a lot of crypto people, is the community is the key here. With all these games, every game and NFT project that's been successful has had a strong Discord community, because with the nature of the market we're in, you need to be able to talk between people like Steve, the CEO. No other platform has really allowed you to do that before. No other platform, you could obviously tweet at Mark Zuckerberg and stuff like that, but it's a lot easier to be in a Discord channel with Mark and message him in there. And you're likely to get a response because it's so quick and easy. So in terms of Discord and why it's really taken its foothold in this market is because it's all about community. You are having companies and games have these communities build. It allows people to do giveaways, allows them to post information, because there's a lot of obviously FUD and skepticism in the market. And having someone jump on a call like this and you being there, or having someone in a Discord give you a message or a link and stuff like that, allows you to, get over that. It's allowing you to post videos. I mean, Discord is a miracle solution for the market because it allows people to coordinate in milliseconds between them. You can watch a movie in Discord, you can listen to music in Discord, and that's what a lot of these successful games are doing. Dreams Quest is a really good example of a really good Discord system, and I'm sure your guys is next level too. But with Dreams Quest, the reason it's so good is because they run competitions weekly. They run a competition where, guys, we want to see a meme, we want to see some music you make or some art about Dreams Quest, and it allows people to, take part and join, and they can get that information back to them in instant like this. While with Twitter, you put a tweet out, or you Twitter post, and it's really not this open, full communication we need. So, if you want to,
I guess it's quite hard to, and I guess with Twitter and other social media is quite hard to find the information retrospectively, right? Because it loses the digital footprint, gets lost very easily.
I mean, with Twitter, say I wanted to ask someone a question on Twitter. Say I tweeted Steve, "Hey Steve, when is the game going to be released?" For instance, obviously Steve can get the tweet and he can respond to me. But the better thing is if I go in Steve in the Dream Quest Discord and I go, "Hey guys, when's the game released?" You're going to have 10 people of the community who are in love with Dreams Quest giving me the answer. And again, it's all a sense of joining together. It's not I'm going to talk to this guy and it's quite exclusive. It's like this. You're together with people. So I think one of the key things in any project that wants to do well, if you want to grow your Discord, it's just being inclusive. It's allowing members to talk about crypto, talk about sport, talk about games. It shouldn't just be exclusive to, this is my project, don't speak about anything else, because that's not useful. Instead, it's an open forum for people to communicate, share their feelings, find people who are like-minded. That's why Discord does so well, is you find like-minded people. In Dreams Quest Discord, you find like-minded gamers. In your Discord, you're finding trading information, key information that people won't be able to get on. Obviously, on Twitter, you might be able to, but it's not as good. So honestly, I think if you take anything from this, get a Discord server, join the Discord servers, please. You're going to learn so much. You're going to be able to elevate completely in this market, because that's where the information comes down to, really. You're going to have the smartest, best individuals in these servers giving you the assistance you need. So I hope that answered a little bit.
I'll just add one thing to you on that, Santo, is the challenge with Telegram of having multiple languages and you're having multiple groups. And it's a nightmare. Like, we've got a Vietnamese Telegram group, we've got a Philippine, group, we've got a Russian group, and I can't find them. I have to keep searching for them all the time. It's a nightmare. But we have in Discord all of them as individual channels, all under the languages. Segmented. Just one group. And underneath that group, you've got each of the different languages, and that's just one section. So the mods don't have to disappear. The Philippine mods who speak English can also help in the announcements channel. They can also help in other things like giveaways, but they can also support the people that just want to speak in Tagalog. And it's really nice being able to keep everybody in one place and then be able to run crazy competitions like, get into this room and then you get these instructions. And if you follow the instructions wrong and go to the next room, the room behind you locks and you're like, oh no, what were the instructions? I can't get back in. Oh man. But the one who follows the instructions properly wins the prize. And you can't gamify like that in Telegram. It's impossible. All you get is a whole stream of everybody with every interest in one place. And you lose the conversation. And what I love about Discord with the trading side is you have people doing long, you have people doing short, you have people that are calling certain, options or different, follow this particular project, whatever. And you just get different traders that have different strategies, and you can follow each of them in the different channels. In Telegram, you're never going to get that. So my favorite channels in Discord were always the trading channels. And then it became the gaming channel. And then it was like, you know what? We're doing it in Discord. And when we first started out, everyone told us we were crazy. I'm like, why are we crazy? No, it has to be Telegram. You're doing crypto. It has to be Telegram. Well, turns out we were right. We had
Yeah.
to convince a lot of people we were right.
I have a quick question here. I don't know how long you need to cover.
I have one as well.
The answer.
I have one as well.
You want to go first or should I? Because
yeah, I think I want to go first. First of all, I just want to say we're not getting paid by Discord, but it's the best messaging platform out there. I mean, most of you probably used IRC back in the day. It's kind of like IRC times 10, and it's such a good thing. And the updates they're coming out with, it's actually really good. Anyway. We are, the Birb Nest, we are a traders and investing platform. So really what I feel is one of the most important question here today, we all like money, right? And I feel like when we started seeing all the NFTs selling for some stupid amount of money on Twitter a couple of months ago, I really felt, left behind. I'm like, what? So I started buying some NFTs and I lost a bunch of money. They were basically worth nothing at this point. It's just, I don't know. I'm just very bad at investing. I'm a fairly good trader, but I am terrible at investing. But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there watching who is way better investor than I am, and they're asking right now, how can I make money on this hype? So how do you find the good products? How do you not get rug pulled? And what's the process here for finding good quality products?
Yeah, I think I can answer a few of those questions. There was a project recently called Metaverse. I don't like to badmouth any projects, but there was a project recently called Metaverse. They basically had no roadmap. They had no real plan. They just had the best marketing stunt I've ever seen, basically. And they got hundreds of thousands of people to follow them all on all the social media platforms. And they came out of this project and it sort of launched at 5 ETH. It went all the way up to like 9 or 10 ETH. I was getting messages from friends and family saying, I need to go buy this Metaverse. It's going to be the next Bored Ape Yacht Club. I said, I can't tell you whether it's going to be the next Bored Ape Yacht Club, but they don't have a community and they don't have a roadmap. So I'll be very careful. Guys who were buying them at 10 ETH were selling them at 0.8 ETH. Losing $100,000 on an NFT because there was.
And I was one of them, right? So just to make sure that I bought one of those, because Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. So the problem is with Metaverse is there's no substance behind it. If you go look at the creators, you go look at the team, you go look at everything behind them besides how good their marketing was, there's no reason why that JPEG should be worth $80,000.
Yeah, it's
no one spoke about the utility. Everyone was just like, Metaverse that didn't understand the space, and they were going, oh, these are better looking than Bored Apes and they're better looking than this, but everyone was just buying into the same hype, not understanding what they were ever going to be used for. You look at a project like Bored Ape Yacht Club, they've just, they were $200 6-7 months ago. They sort of went up to 60 ETH. They had a bit of a sell-off down to 30 ETH. Now they're back at 40 ETH. Their roadmap is absolutely incredible. I mean, I've got one of those. I would never, ever sell it for any price. The utility is incredible. The community is incredible. Every day, more and more celebrities are joining. There's only 10,000 of them. Punks as well. Like, Punks is the original NFT. Bored Apes are sort of the ones that came after with all the utility. And then there's all these other ones below that would be fine if they were $200 or $600 or $800 because you like the look of them. But guys, if you're going to go and invest in an NFT for 3 Ethereum or 5 Ethereum at $25,000, you've got to understand what the NFT does. You've got to understand the use case. You've got to understand the roadmap. You've got to understand, do you get airdrops? There's another one called Neo Tokyo. That's a fantastic project. Like, that's 14 ETH. I would buy into that today. The utility is great. You're going to get into all Alex Becker's private chats, and he's going to, start airdropping you gaming tokens. That's a project that I would buy into. I'm not invested yet, but that's a project that I would buy into. So you've got to be very careful. You can't just go out there and go, oh, this looks cool, and you you know, you go onto Twitter and you type in NFTs to buy, and all of a sudden Metaverse starts coming up everywhere, and you go, oh, I'm going to go buy Metaverse. You've got to actually understand what's going on behind the scenes. It's the same with the gaming tokens. If you look at Axie Infinity, they've got 2 million active users a day. You know, they've got a market cap of 9.4 billion circulating supply and 38 billion fully diluted. So maybe it is too late to go buy that token. I'm not saying go buy Axie Infinity and you're going to make 100x in your money, but I would say that it's a fairly safe play because their numbers are still going up. But it's not the sort of project I'd say you're going to make 10x your money in the next year. You look at a project like D-Race, for example, they've got a market cap of 160 million. You know, they haven't shown the public their game yet, but they've got a great team. They've got these NFTs that are selling out in one split second. As they drop their horses, they sell it in one split second. As soon as they come out with a game, if it's anything like the public visions it to be, I think that's going to go straight to a 1.5 billion market cap. So I'm not saying go and buy D-Race. I'm not saying go buy Axie. I'm just saying you've got to be careful of some projects. And there's different ways.
What about Splinterlands?
Yeah, Splinterlands, we can talk about loads of good games. I'm just giving examples. Splinterlands is 1.4 billion fully diluted market cap. They've got something like 300 million circulating supply, and they've got 300,000 daily users, up from 45,000, 3-4 months ago. So they're also on a great growth curve. They've got their land coming out. They've got all sorts of good things coming out. But I don't want to say go buy this token or go buy that token. There's lots of good gaming tokens out there. But what I do want to say is just be careful. And I'm not going to mention any of the projects, but we've reviewed 240 games. We've done due diligence on 240 projects. And out of those 240, there's only 60 that, sort of pass our due diligence test. The other 180, they've got these little tricks, if you look at Splinterlands, they joined Twitter so long ago. They've got 45,000 users. One of these games, it says on the top there, it says joined October 2000, this year. They've got 150,000 followers. I saw a tweet today saying it's harder to get 500 followers on Twitter these days than it is to raise $5 million, which, I can relate to. If you're trying to get an organic follower that wants to believe in your project and they want to follow you because they want to follow good news and they want to be kept up to date with what's going on with the project, it's very hard to get someone to click follow. But there's projects out there that are getting all these bots to sign up and they're paying $1,000 to get 1,000 new users, and you've just got to be very, very careful. Then obviously the other thing that you can go look at is you can go look at the market cap and go and see, how much the token's valued at for what stage they're at in the project. And then obviously look at their roadmap and their team. I'm not expecting everyone, if they're going to go put $100 into a project and they want to keep it for 2 years with speculation, to go do all of this research. But if you want to know more about these projects, the information is all there to be seen, right?
It's right there, and you have to look at the fundamentals. And you have a very good point there. And one of the things that we do at the Birb Nest is that we teach people fundamental analysis, how they can identify if a project has the strong fundamentals. And by the way, if you join, guys, if you follow the link below, you will join our 14-day Congress, and we have private webinars for the people. And it happens that today our colleague Crypto Penguin will have a private workshop about FA, about fundamental analysis, and how you can identify if a project is good, if it has the fundamentals, if it has a team with experience. That's the elements you need to look for before investing.
Can I say one more thing about fundamental analysis?
Sure.
Another good way to kind of research which projects you want to get involved in is to look at which blockchain the project's on and have a look at the chains and which chains are investing in which project. So we just entered a seed round of a project called Decimated, and Alameda Research on the cap table, and Alameda Research is FTX. So that project is likely to launch directly onto FTX. FTX is part of the Solana ecosystem, so that's going to run on Solana. So there's going to be a lot of investment from that whole ecosystem and that whole community into that project. I know that Dreams Quest and Steve, they've got partnerships with Chainlink and Polygon. Polygon is another, a very powerful L2 on top of Ethereum that a lot of games are building on top of. So that's another thing to just look at in your due diligence when you look at projects, is see what project they're launching on and if they're getting backing from the rest of that project's community.
Yes, I think basically what we're talking about here, if you want to invest in good products, I mean, it's basically fundamental analysis, right? So you have to look at the product, the roadmap, what they're actually building, what the team is, who's in the team, and what's the plan for the future. And you've talked about the Mecha, the NFT, which I bought, and all that fun stuff. They had nothing, right? They just had some basically just images, right? And so the lesson here is, if you're scrolling through Twitter like most people do here, you go through Twitter and you see people making a bunch of money on NFTs, you're going to be feeling the FOMO, right? So the lesson here is, you don't do like I did and actually FOMO in at the top of some of the most ridiculous images, because they're basically just copying. They're just changing a couple of colors, right, to make a new NFT. That's it. It's basically not worth a lot of money doing it that way. But if you look at the products and you look at what they're actually building, if it has long-term value, that kind of stuff, right? And I think so. That's the lesson here. You look at the products and you go to their websites, you follow the team, you go into the Discord, Telegram, or whatever. You see what they're actually building, and if the team has built anything in the past, what they're working on, and that kind of stuff. So it all boils down to fundamental analysis. And there are some really, really, really good products out there. I've actually looked at one that I think you guys are invested in, which is Cytos, right? Maybe not invested in, but I know you have something
Invested.
to do with them.
We are invested in Cytos.
Yeah, I'm looking into that one, and it's just a good example of something that has a fundamental value. It's just not vaporware. It's actually something. Something's happening. They have a roadmap. They have something. They have a future. And if you invest in something like that, it will most likely grow. Well, we don't know how much, but it's going to grow. The value of that idea is going to grow. If all they did was print an image, it's not going to be that much worth, 2 or 3 years from now. So that's the lesson here. Fundamental analysis, basically.
Yeah, Cytos have come a long way. I mean, they've stuck to all their deadlines. We early investors there. They've stuck to all their deadlines. They've got an NFT project which they brought out quite some time ago. You need the NFTs to join the game when it's in beta version. They've got a really cool demo on their site, for people to go see sort of how the game is going to look. They've got a really strong team of guys as well. So yeah, that'll be a good project. But I don't want to talk about, I don't want to show the projects there. I don't want to talk about which projects to buy and not to buy. That's
absolutely. I definitely understand that. But in a couple of hours, we will have, like CryptoHerc said, we will have a fundamental analysis webinar, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking about not specific products, but exactly what we talked about now. Like, how do you find the good product? Like, he's our fundamental analysis guy in the team, and he's really, really good at this. He found Solana when it was like dirt cheap. He found a lot of good NFT products like Star Atlas and some other stuff that I can't remember the name of, but like some really good products. So look into that.
Because actually, with fundamental analysis, the principles are the same. If it comes down to a crypto project or gaming project,
Sure.
So,
listen, I've got one more little bit of advice while we're on that topic. I mean, it's quite a good secret that we use in house. There's something called cliff periods and releases that come out when you invest in a project at seed and private round. So, if I invest in whatever project it might be, I'll just use Splinterlands, for example. On the 26th of every month, we get released 10% of our tokens. They don't give all the tokens out all at once. Otherwise, the project would never get off the ground, because every seed round investor and private round investor would get their tokens, and they would be like, oh, wow, I'm up 30x or 50x or 20x, whatever it is, and they would just dump the tokens. So they're structured in such a way that's quite clever. But quite a good trick for anyone out there that's watching this and is interested in buying into gaming tokens is to go and look at white papers of projects and to go and look at the dates that the releases are coming. So, for example, Splinterlands is on the 26th of every month, and you can kind of see every month. You know, people don't understand, so they're going, "Oh, why is this project dumping? I'm going to go panic out with these guys." But actually, it's the best buying opportunity of the month every time on the 26th in Splinterlands, because all the seed round guys get their tokens on the 26th, and everyone sort of races to their computer to go and sell as quickly as possible. So it goes from 60 cents to 50 cents in a matter of 5, 10, 15 minutes. And then the retail guys that have just got into the project that don't know anything about it are going, "Oh no, it's a rug pull, I've got to get out." And they go and sell with the seed round guys. But it's actually a brilliant buying opportunity. So go look at the white papers and go and look at which day the investors are getting their tokens, and I think you can make a lot of money.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, because what's happening right there is it's actually basically liquidity. So if you want to start building a bigger position, or you want to start adding to a bigger position, a very good idea is to try to figure out when the investors are selling, at what dates, because that will provide you with some really much needed liquidity, because some of the times the books are quite thin here. The liquidity, like there's very low liquidity on some of these products in the beginning. So if you can figure that out, I'm giving you guys some alpha here, right? If you can figure out when the tokens are sold, you buy into that, because if you know that, like, you look at the high time frames, you see that the chart is bullish on the high time frames, like the primary trend is up, right? And you have a very good roadmap. You know that they're going to release new stuff in 6 months. So you know you want to be into this product, but like if you buy too big of a position, it's going to impact the price. But when you have a lot of liquidity, like when they're selling, you can stack some orders in around the area, and you're going to be able to get filled much more easier without impacting price too much. Sure. So that's a good tip.
Sure. And if anyone's got any questions ever, anything they're confused with, you guys can send an email to the Birb's Nest, and they can forward it to us, and we're happy to answer any questions you guys might have. Some of this might
or you can tweet us at Metaverse.
Yeah, we also have your Twitter account in the description of YouTube, so they can get in touch with you directly if they have any questions. I think you have a lot of experience, of course, and you can advise people if they need any help on investing.
Be glad to.
Yeah, I've been going through your Twitter feed, and you obviously you obviously invested in some really quality products here, and you obviously know where the where the value is. So I'm pretty sure you guys know what you're talking about. And after this webinar right here, it kind of cements that idea. So I mean, you're definitely guys that I'm going to be following in the future, and I'm pretty sure you have just received a new massive following from this webinar right here, because it's really some really good stuff. And you only have like 2,000 followers. Like that's probably going to change in the very near future.
Cool. Yeah.
So yeah, go follow them.
Awesome.
Right,
do you have any last comments before we wrap it up?
No, from my side, I've really enjoyed chatting to you guys, and I hope you've learned something. We're really excited about this space. We think it's just the beginning, so you haven't missed anything. Don't worry that Axie's gone from 8 cents to $150. There's many more good ones out there. There's great opportunities. So yeah, all remember that you guys are early in the space. Remember, Bitcoin was once $2, $3, and then everyone thought that they'd missed the boat when it got to $100. So you've missed nothing. We're at very early stages. Go do some research. Follow the right people on Twitter. Do your homework. Read some white papers, and I think you can make a lot of money.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know who said.
No, I just wanted to say one thing. I just wanted to say, in terms of our, can I just say, in terms of our thesis on the space, cryptocurrency is very volatile, and everyone's expecting a big crash, and obviously had a big bull run. We see that with a lot of experience in crypto, many years myself and ourselves, we see this as a real opportunity to kind of, buck that trend and invest in more of a defensive asset class within the space. So, as gaming grows, guys are going to continue to play the games and they're not going to just be dumping the market. So we see crypto gaming as a space within crypto that is going to be defensive and is going to, hopefully save us from a bear market.
That's a very good point. And let's be honest, we're gonna have a bear market. We're gonna have a bear market. Like, that's just how it works. Market goes in cycles. We're gonna have a bear market. Bitcoin will experience a bear market, even if it's a multi-year or multi-month. Like, it doesn't matter. We're gonna have a cycle that is a downtrend sometime, right? But you had a very interesting point here, and that is like Metaverse is not gonna, like, it's not gonna disappear. Like, this is the beginning of the new internet, right? This is the beginning of the new digital world. And even if Bitcoin and major altcoins will experience a macro bear cycle, the NFT market is probably still going to be somewhat stable. Now, if you look at the JPEGs only NFT, that kind of bullshit market, that's going to disappear. That's going to be gone forever, most likely. But this new market is, so it's kind of like not a hedge, but it's definitely a good long-term strategy, even in a bear market. Like, accumulating these the Metaverse product in a bear market, that's going to make some crazy amount of money. I don't think it's going to save us from a bear market, but it's going to be creating millionaires in the next bull run, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, what you're saying is very valid. I still think, if something had to happen and Bitcoin had to go down to $20,000 or whatever the number is, I think all these gaming tokens would lose 90% of their value, along with all the other altcoins sort of overnight. And I think it would be the best buying opportunity of our time, because people would, automatically people sell their altcoins, they panic, everyone gets out of everything. But the thing that everyone needs to understand about these gaming tokens is they've got real earnings. You can go and look up their earnings. So it's the first time we've really seen something with earnings. And if, like, for example, Axie had to go back to $10, no one's going to stop playing Axie because we've gone into a bear market. So just go and buy every Axie token you can. Anyways, I just thought I'd bring that up. But I do think that they will dump initially. So don't.
Yeah, of course.
They will dump
but like, it's a game. It's not like, oh man, Bitcoin's a bull market, I'm gonna stop being a gamer today. It's not, that's not gonna happen. Anyway, I feel like we've been it's probably like we're at almost 1.5 hours. We still have a lot of viewers, which is really awesome. I could talk about this for hours, right? I could talk about this for hours, because
after this discussion, I don't think it will be the last live stream together, guys. We have so much to discuss in the future. So thank you so much for making the time on a Sunday to give us your lights about Metaverse, what Metaverse is. I think that was a very good live stream. And guys, don't forget, you can join us for the 14-day Congress, free access to our community, and there is a giveaway in the description. You can we share the code to unlock the giveaway. In the description is the link. I'm grateful, guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm sure we will speak soon.
Yeah, great. Thanks so much. Just
all right, take care, guys.
All right,
one more.
I want to say a special thanks to Steve for coming out on Sunday. That he's been building this project, dealing with all sorts of VCs and Twitter and Discord, and the fact that he made time to come out on a Sunday, we appreciate it, and it was great to get your insights.
Anytime for you guys, you know that. Thank you for having me on here. I appreciate it, and I'm always happy to come on. No problem.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.